Hi all, hope you're doing well. In this talk, we're going to go over chapter 9 of Inspired Logical Strategy that Works. And it's a chapter on the career-saving power of checklist. Checklists are sometimes thought as boring. People don't like to talk about them much or adopt them. However, as you can see from when they're reading the book, the point is you can be kind of slack and live and let live, and maybe even a little careless with things in your personal life, things that you are your choice. But at work, you really don't have that luxury. At work, things have to be done correctly. They have to be done right, because you have a lot of people depending on, a lot of careers, a lot of families are depending on perfection, on the way things work, and it can't be mistakes. The extreme example, as you see around you, are people in the medical profession. um, Airline pilots. They have a very strict, and people that fly NASA rocket ships, they have a checklist that's very detailed and very and precise, because they know if one thing goes wrong, it can be the actual lives of many people. So the reason they focus on checklists is because of the severity of the problem. Now in business, it may not be life and death, but it's no joke either. So when you have something that's important, it's something that matters, something that needs to get done, often a checklist is a very powerful tool to use. Whenever I do a consulting project, I always have a checklist there. And I'm not, if you knew me, I'm not like a checklist type person. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. However, if I need to talk to somebody, I need this before, if I need to have this data before I can do that, I gotta get that data. And if I don't have it, I don't have it. Once I have it, I can check. Then I can go on to complete the work. And that's the same thing with a checklist. These are vital things that can't be done unless they're done right. Now we all use them formally or informally, but usually you don't make a big deal about them. Now, as you see from the book, you can make an effective checklist fairly simply and very easily. What you want to do is develop a really clear objective. What is the point? What do you want to get accomplished? It might be builders, when they think of, I need to do the plumbing on the second floor. They've got to do exact things in exact order, otherwise it doesn't work. So it's the same thing in business. What are the real critical steps? Not that many of them, but what are the critical steps that need to get done before you get it right? Remember, it's your responsibility to get it right. So what will you need to do to make sure it gets done correctly? It could be your credit approval process, it could be a assembly line type process, it could be how you manufacture any number of things. It could be any number of intellectual processes, but there's a way to do it right, and that's what you need. When you come up with your checklist, what you want to do is say check, like yes or no, yes. So it can't be ambiguous. Is it done? Is it not? Is it? And then you can check yes or no. When you think of a checklist, remember there are natural breaks in the processes usually, and that's a discrete element that needs to be identified and have a checklist made for that. So you do a workflow status check, how are things are, and you document those with a checklist. You want to use simple sentences, basic structure, no ambiguity. Make sure it's clear. When you go in the hospital, if they're doing an operation on your leg, they put a big X on the one that you're not going to operate on. You want to be really clear when it's important on what you are going to do and what you're not going to do. Don't have a lot of items on your checklist. 10 is a lot. And then if you have huge processes, group them or break them into smaller pieces. Now, and then once you have a checklist, give it a shot, try it out with the people that are going to use it, and see if they can poke holes in it, if it makes mistakes. Over time, did we miss something? Did we not catch something? That's how you can tell if your checklist it really works. I gave you in the PowerPoint a format, and in the book, of course, for developing a checklist. It's very simple. It's a tool. Use it, make it, do it just like that. Remember, your checklists are phrased like questions. Is the red light on or off? On, click, yes, no. And you kind of say, is this a priority? And you do yes or no, completed. Any number of books have shown that people using these very simple checklists have reduced errors and created greater efficiency in a way you can't imagine. With a super simple tool like this, it can make all the difference in your career and all the difference in the career and the lives of the people that depend on you and on your work. Thanks.